Hey there, welcome. I'm Damien and I'm just another starving artist on the internet. And here's the thing. I lost all of my footage from Dokomi. That's not even the worst part. The worst part is that I know exactly how it happened and it's entirely my fault. Mostly because it has been ages since Dokomi. I hate editing and I hate doing this whole video thingy. Yeah, I just kept putting it off besides being busy and doing other stuff as well. Yeah, at some point I deleted all the footage thinking I already transferred it to somewhere else. So I want to try to find it where I supposedly transferred it to and it wasn't there. And the memory cards were already cleaned. So yeah, no Dokomi footage. I'm here improvising a completely unscripted video about Dokomi, hoping you will find it entertaining nonetheless. So let's see, where do we start? For starters, Dokomi was the same weekend as the football match for the Euro Cup, also in Düsseldorf. So all hotels, travel, like flights, were insanely expensive for that weekend. So I traveled through the Eurostar instead. The Eurostar is this train that connects the UK and the rest of Europe. It goes under the sea, but not really under the sea, under the seabed, let's say. And yeah, that was a lot cheaper than any flights that were available at the moment. At that moment, that's how we got to Düsseldorf. Once in there, it was insanely warm. So warm, in fact, that when I was setting up, my camera stopped working because it overheated. Not that it matters, because I don't have any of the footage anyway. Whatever I recorded, I didn't really record that much anyways, because it was really warm and the camera wasn't able to operate properly. Besides that, everything went kind of alright. No major issues in terms of accommodation. Düsseldorf was really nice. The organization was also alright. I didn't have any complaints. I'm gonna be honest, which is not normal. I don't want to say it was spectacular. There's always things you can fix, but I personally will not complain too much about anything that happened during setup or during the event in general. That was completely fine. However, Friday started, first day of the actual convention. The setup that I had prepared was not holding up. So I had to improvise and stick my prints on my backdrop in some way. I used a lot of masking tape. So I was already stressed and very sweaty. It was very warm. I was also directly under, so there were like some skylights and I was directly under one of them for about half the day until the sun moved away. So it was especially warm, but that was not the worst part. The worst part is that I didn't do very well financially. About halfway through day one, I was actually quite not okay, not in a good mental space. I'm gonna be completely honest here. It was going really bad, really bad. I was next to a friend of mine, Facemoth. I believe the link somewhere. They were doing alright. They had a really nice double table setup. Yeah, I really don't know. The other person next to me was doing quite alright as well. I won't compare myself to them because they were selling fan art, and as you guys know, my whole thing is that I don't buy and I don't sell fan art ever. What else can I say? I wasn't sure what was going on. I changed my setup a little bit, like in the middle of the show. I didn't have any customers to like. That will be an inconvenience too, so it didn't really matter. I just started taking apart my setup and redid it, tried a few different things. By the end of the day, I was feeling a bit better after had lunch. Someone else from that was also tabling helped me get lunch because I didn't want to leave my table. There was a massive queue. Yeah, I didn't want to leave my table even if I wasn't making any sales for too long. So they went and did that for me. Very thankful for that. Yeah, I was feeling a lot better by the end of the day, and I decided to just not care anymore. So yeah, on day 2 and 3, I just hanged around. I went to talk to other artists, met some people, hanged out with my 2 friends that I went with. In general, the event was really good. I didn't have time to look around too much because I couldn't go away from my table for too long anyways. I didn't want to leave all my stuff completely unattended. I made a lot of stock. It was a bit of a struggle to get all my stuff to Dokomi, but I was okay with that. I had already planned for that because I thought I will have my luggage be empty by the end of the convention. Not empty, but like just get rid of a lot of the stock that I made for it, which was not the case. It was not the case. It was just as much of a struggle to get it to Dokomi than it was to get it back. So that plan completely backfired. My fault for having expectations, I'm not gonna lie. I'm already over it. I just didn't expect what is considered one of the biggest, if not the biggest, convention in Europe to do that badly. Then again, it was me specifically for some reason. Well, no, it wasn't me specifically. A lot of people did not as good as they were expecting to do, but that doesn't mean they did as badly as I did. Out of the people that I talked to, I was the one that had the worst income that weekend, let's say. I had the lowest income that weekend. I managed to cover for the expenses of the table, so like paying for the table, and a little bit more, but I didn't really cover expenses of traveling and accommodation. I want to blame me on things like, for example, I don't do fan arts, but that's the same thing I always blame. So there's no point bringing it up right now. And also there were a lot of other artists that were selling also only original stuff, and they did really well, some of them. So that was not the issue. Perhaps I need to make better art. Perhaps my table was not standing out enough. I don't know. So during Dokomi, I decided, because of all this, also before I forget, there were almost 800 tables, 800 different artists in Artist Alley. So that can also influence like how much income you can make. There's only so much things you can buy from all these artists, because there's too many of us. There were just too many of us. I am willing to try Dokomi again, but not next year, because during Dokomi I decided that I will take a long break from conventions. So I will do the ones I was going to do the ones I had already booked. Yeah, so I did. I had already planned the Hyper Japan VTuber Expo, and now I've finally been accepted into MCM for the first time. Finally. Yeah, I will do those three. And after that, I will be taking a long break, 1 or 2 years. I will try to focus on my finishing my game as well during that time. I will not be doing conventions for that time. And we'll see how it goes. After I finish editing this, I will check that I still have all the footage for Hyper Japan and VTuber Expo, and make sure I put the footage for that where it needs to be, and potentially edit them as soon as I can, so this doesn't happen again. Guys, be responsible with your footage. You should know where you left your footage. Anyways, that's gonna be everything from me this time. Hope you found this video entertaining, as scuffed and rushed as its production may have been. Yeah, if you like my work, remember to like, subscribe, do all the YouTube things that make the algorithm happy. You will find a link down in the description with all my social media, my shop, you know, all the things. Keep drawing, keep getting better, and I'll see you next time. Bye.